I'm Danielle Edmonds, and I co-chair the craft table. This is all of our crafts. A large part of the donations here come from Transpac. They donate all of the new items, and people just come here throughout the week and purchase great crafts.
Hi, I'm Karen Mickage with STEM Source. We are creating this beautiful paper towel and toilet Christmas tree, and it's to let everybody know how much they use a day. So it's turning out really pretty.
That's perfect. Okay.
And I loved it, and I make pomegranate jelly, so I would always bring a couple of batches of that in for the food department. And it's just a wonderful thing to do, go down to the tree lighting and come here and walk through this and just enjoy all of the handmade goods, food, and all of the items you see hanging around, seeing Santa Claus and all the groups that come in and sing and play the piano or do some type of activity. It's just full of life and fun and Christmassy. You couldn't ask for anything more.
Absolutely. So you go ahead and do that.
Hi, my name is Trisha Garcia,
Hi, I'm Kim Ewing.
and we represent Kaiser Permanente. And
We are here to represent Kaiser Permanente to give back to our community through the Opportunity House. We know that they do amazing things for our neighbors, and we just want to be a part of spreading the joy from our family to yours.
it brings us more joy to do this joy.
Yes.
It's great for us to do.
Yes.
I've been involved with this organization in some capacity for its entire life and more of the last 12 or 13 years as its president, and we have never been in better shape than we are today, and much of that credit goes to Colleen and the team she's brought on. So please welcome Colleen Baruman.
Wow. Thanks, John. Well, first of all, I'd like to start out with a giant, humongous thank you to all of you that are sitting out there. Opportunity House has been around for 29 years. Next year will be the 30th year, and it's not possible without you. We're not federally funded. We need you and your support. And somebody told me, because I always speak from my heart and I get all touchy-feely about all the great things that we're doing, but they told me I needed to come up with some numbers. So I thought I'd give you some numbers. In just the 2 years that I've been honored to serve as the executive director, we've served over 280 individuals. We have provided almost 20,000 sheltered bed nights and served close to 58,000 meals. Yay. If that doesn't shock you, when I did the math on that, it blew me away. It totally blew me away. We've had some additions to what we've been doing lately. We've added single dads. Before we were single women and families and single moms with children. We've added single dads now. Yeah. And thank you. Without them having an address to put on any type of paperwork or to get mail delivered, they don't get that opportunity to reconnect with their children. And you're fortunate tonight. We have one of our dads that will be speaking. They're going to be our Speaker of Hope, Charles, and I'm super proud of him. And he'll be speaking just in a minute. And so that's a really huge thing for me. The other direction we're taking is we're going to start work on a homeless youth shelter. It's going to be called My Friend's House. I'm super excited about it. Hopefully opening by the summer of 2020. Gosh, time is just flying. So you'll hear more about this. But I did want to kind of tell you a little bit more about Opportunity House. For those of you, I saw some arms up there. You're first timers here. We're a different type of homeless shelter. We are a work to housing, sober living environment. We support people that are on their road to recovery. We have savings plans. We teach life skills. There's group classes. The support that we give is amazing. Nobody pays a dime. You guys take care of that, right? You guys are the ones that help support this, and that's why we've been able to do all those bed nights. And I have a full table of my staff here today, which I'm so excited and I want to make sure that you guys meet them, and I'll introduce them in a second. So when most people leave, our program is 6 to about 18 months right now. They leave with about $10,000 in their savings account. And what that does, it allows them to have that opportunity to truly break the cycle of homelessness. Because all it takes is a flat tire or an engine that goes out and needs some work. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're not going to make it. And you're going to come right back to see us. But if you've got that little bit of cushion, and we've taught you how to get ready for those types of life emergencies, you're fine, and you're making it, and you continue to live a productive life. The coolest thing about our graduates is they all want to give back to us. So that cycle of helping, because we teach community service, it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and I'm super proud of that. Our rate of graduation, because of us extending our program to 18 months, we're roughly at 88% right now. 88% graduation. I have in the works next year and Alexis, so I know you guys know Alexis Ruiz. She is our business development manager. We are going to start working on an actual graduation ceremony, thank you. And we'll make sure that you guys get invited to it, because I think that's super important for them to see what a great success they're becoming.
One of the most special moments, I think, at Gala, and I'm sure you agree with me, is when we hear from our speakers of hope. This is where we connect the dots from what you are doing sitting here at these beautiful tables, connecting the dots directly to the work that Opportunity House does. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite our speakers of hope to the stage. Please put your hands together for Charles Jacob and Ashley Banta.
Hi, everybody. Oh, I'm nervous. All right. Well, as you guys know, my name is Charles Jacob. This is my fiance, Ashley. It all starts with an address, 267 Bennett Hill Court. This is where my life, as I know it now, began. If it wasn't for the Opportunity House, I wouldn't be the man standing before you today. I very well might not even be here on earth. Today, I'm very blessed and grateful to be the man I am and to be standing here in front of you to share my story. I grew up with two great parents who took good care of me with no struggles as a kid. I was athletic and involved in sports until high school when I started smoking and using drugs. I began to spiral out of control toward harder drugs, getting kicked out of 5 high schools, always pushing my limits and beginning to break the law, although I was able to get my GED from continuation school. After high school, I had no ambitions of my own but to party, drink, and use. I followed my girlfriend to college and continued my carefree life in Southern California until I fell apart and I returned home. At age 21, I was a drug dealer, using and selling, getting involved with the street and gang life. Illegal crimes, arrests, and jail time became a constant in my life. Hustling and making money was all I cared about. Living in cars and hotels was my way of life. Drug dealing and using was everything to me, and I didn't care what the consequences of my actions were. When my first daughter was born, I slowed down on the street life and tried to maintain normalcy by moving into my mom's house and getting a normal job at a restaurant where I met the woman I am with today. She was an alcoholic and I was an addict. We clicked. I quickly moved into her place and our drinking and using continued. It was perfect. As long as she was drinking, she never questioned my using, and as long as I was using, I never questioned her drinking. We lost our place due to my addiction, and I moved into her mom's house promising to stay clean and sober. We broke that promise too many times to count. Our relationship was always strained because I always chose my addiction over her. We had 3 children together, 2 daughters and a son. I was never able to stay constantly present in the early childhood as I always returned to the streets. In fact, I missed the birth of my youngest child. Her mother eventually kicked me out for good. Eventually, I did something I swore I never would. I chose to use needles, and my life as I had known it was over. I no longer cared. Sorry. I gave up on my family. The only thing that mattered to me was my next fix. I thought I could make a living of crime on the streets like I had once before, but my disease had progressed to the point where I couldn't even do that. All I cared about was shooting up, and I ended up sleeping behind stores in cardboard boxes. The desperation and depression were horrible. I did not want to live anymore. I overdosed many times. I didn't know what to do or how to help myself, and honestly, part of myself didn't want help. I had accepted that this was how I was meant to live my life till the end of it. In this addiction, I have done many bad things and hurt many people. My life became very dark and lonely. I unsuccessfully tried to commit suicide by overdose many times, but instead was 5150'd and taken to a psych ward, always returning back to my addiction upon my release from the wards or jails, as this was my cycle of life. When I heard that Ashley, the mother of my children, had gone to rehab for herself, I contacted her while she was there. She tells me about a place in Solano County where we can all be together, including our kids. I didn't want to go. I wanted to continue to use, but there was part of me that didn't want to be a family again. So on my birthday, January 3rd, we made it to the Opportunity House and had our face-to-face. That's when we met the most amazing people I have ever encountered. We were told we would be perfect fit and could move in the next day. The problem was I had a warrant out for my arrest from the things in my past. I was told I needed to turn myself in. Turn myself in? I didn't think so. So of course I returned to drugs, going on a 2-week bender. Eventually I gathered the courage to turn myself in, something I never thought I would do. And working out a deal while on ankle monitor and staying in Ashley's mom's house that I could attend Opportunity House with a suspended prison sentence hanging over my head. I kept in contact with the Opportunity House this time, and after almost 2 months was able to move in. I was beginning to some things different, and little did I know how amazing my life was going to become. February 22nd, 2019 was the day my life changed. When I first got to the Opportunity House, my wall was all the way up and I was very closed off to anyone trying to help me or get to know me. I was emotionally and spiritually broken and physically drained. I had no more strength to fight. I had no higher power and honestly no idea what I was doing at this place, and I knew, like every time before, it was going to be a matter of time before I quit and ran away. Through this program and by the grace of God, I was able to start trusting my case manager, Donna. and began to let my wall down as I was able to, for the first time, be honest with someone without fear of being pushed away or judged. I was accepted for me here. I was able to finally work through that I had been through and what I was currently going through. Within 2 weeks of living there, I was able to regain physical custody of my firstborn daughter, taking her out of a dangerous and healthy living environment, and for the first time in many years to constantly be present in her life and give her a safe and healthy place to live. I was able to have my youngest 3 kids come and stay the night with me, and I was able to begin building a relationship with them. The Opportunity House was patient with me and taught me and showed me how to be a father again. Over the next 8 months, my life changed in so many ways. I now work a recovery program. I have relationships with all my children and Ashley, and I have my family back under one roof. Through the tools I gained, I have been able to get a job, save money, to afford our family to move out, to get an apartment of our own. I own 2 cars, both which are legally registered in my name, with the driver's license, with the real name on it. Because of what Opportunity House has shown me, I'm now pursuing a career in the human resources, helping youth with my friend's house, which is opening very soon. I am now going to school to get my certification in case management and have been given trust and responsibility in helping to create and run this new program. Because of all the love and support that I was given at the Opportunity House, I want to be there for others and be able to give back that love and support. Never in a million years did I ever think that I would be where I am today. I am in the process of getting married soon. Have all of my children together in my own home and in giving back to the community that gave so much to me. This is all due to the Opportunity House. I hope all of you know if it wasn't for the Opportunity House, I would not be here today. Like I said before, I have been in many rehabs, and the only place to have changed my life and who I am today is the Opportunity House. If it wasn't for each and every one of you and the donations you make to this program, which is the best program I feel out there, it wouldn't exist. So thank you so much for all of your love and support. I appreciate you all so much.
Before Opportunity House, I found myself a few months sober, staying at a rehab alone, away from my children, disconnected from their father, out of my stepdaughter's life, and my relationship with my mother was on the rocks. I had gotten a taste of sobriety and found a glimpse of hope that I could remain sober and could actually regain my life and my family back. But how was I going to do this? My mother would let me return to her house, as she never had given up hope on me. But that wasn't the problem. I was the problem. I had always been the problem. I would more than likely return to my ways of lying, stealing, cheating, and drinking every day for every reason. Before rehab, I had lost control of my choice over alcohol. I don't really remember when exactly this was, but I had indeed lost it. Drinking while driving, drinking while on the clock, drinking while pregnant were all choices I would never have thought I would make, but they were all things that I was doing. I was in denial of this for a long time, never really thinking I had a problem. How could someone like me have a problem? I was young, I had gone to college, I worked full-time while in school, I always paid my bills, I owned my car, I loved my family, I had great friends, and I never broke the law. Until I hadn't finished college, I started losing jobs due to drinking. I was picking alcohol over my own children. I was driving under the influence of my children in the car. I crashed my mother's car. I had my own car impounded. I lost custody of my children. And I isolated myself from all my family and friends, along with continuing to violate my probation and starting to look at some jail time. This is when I started to admit that maybe I needed to do something about my drinking. Towards the end of rehab, I knew that I would quickly go back to that way of life, living to drink, and that living on the streets and permanently out of my children's lives was something I would quickly consider doing, as alcohol would soon take over my power of choice. But luckily, rehab had planted the seed of a different life for me. It had planted a sliver of hope that maybe, just maybe, if I did everything different, I could have a different life. A few friends that I had made at rehab were from Solano County, and they spoke about Opportunity House, a place where the homeless could live, where you could work and save your money and get back on your feet. Well, that sounded great for everyone else, but not for me, right? I wasn't homeless, I was just in transition. Denial is a strong character defect of mine. Luckily, Opportunity House isn't a homeless shelter. It is a work-to-housing program, and they do take in families and help them get back on their feet and restart their lives in a clean and sober living environment. Well, I couldn't have thought that I had found a more perfect place, a place that was for me and Charles and our kids to restart our lives, clean and sober journeys, a place that would take us out of the same places we used to drink and use at, the friends we used to drink and use with, a place where we could literally restart our lives and do everything different this time, a place that could allow us to work on our own personal recoveries while also working on a relationship together and our parenting as well, all in a safe and supportive environment. I remember leaving our face-to-face interview thinking God had made this place for my family, and I was beyond excited, grateful, and blessed that there was a place full of people who wanted to help me and my family change the trajectory of where our lives were going. Opportunity House has given me the chance to do things different this time, to stand up on my own 2 feet and become the woman that I want to be, the mother that I want to be, and the wife that I never thought I wanted to be. Opportunity House showed me how to have patience with myself and how to have confidence in myself and how to work a program of recovery. Opportunity House gave me a safe place to run to when I started doubting myself and when I wanted to quit. And Opportunity House gave me my future back. This program has saved the future for my family and has been a key and profound instrument in breaking the cycle for my family. My children have seen me and Charles at our worst, and because of Opportunity House, they are now seeing us as the parents we are meant to be. The Opportunity House has allowed me to teach my children the qualities of resilience, vulnerability, and gratitude. And they have seen Charles and I come through our addiction and our obstacles and get to the other side. I am forever grateful for everyone who supports this house and who keeps these doors open. Because of you, I have my family back. Because of you, I have a life in recovery now. And because of you, I have a life I am beyond blessed to have. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much, Charles and Ashley, and congratulations on your upcoming wedding and all of your achievements. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.